My name is Melinda. I'm based in Syracuse, New York. I ended up on Excellus Medicaid at the beginning of the pandemic because the company I've worked for a decade or more had experienced a huge drop in work. So I was furloughed. So I found out I was able to obtain Medicaid during that time as a result. And I still have it now through August when it will expire. So my story goes back a little bit before the pandemic. I had this foot injury, terrible foot pain in the bottom of my feet. Sometimes it's hard to believe that this actually happened to me, but I couldn't walk for a year, or I was afraid to walk for a year. So I sat on my couch most of the time. I was like rolling around my kitchen in an office chair because I couldn't cook. And then I rented a wheelchair for a month, hoping that resting my feet for a full month would make the pain go away. It's hard to dig these memories up because it was a really crazy time. My daughter was 1 or 2 years old, I can't remember. And I couldn't walk for a year. So it's really, yeah. I saw my primary care physician multiple times. I saw foot doctors. I got inserts. I tried shoes. Anything I could think of to try to make this pain go away. And I worked with him for a little while. And at the end of that, he said, I don't know what's wrong with your feet. I can't help you, but my best advice to you is to leave no stone unturned. And that to me was like, it's time for you to try some new things. So I saw this doctor. She seemed all right. And she was going to start the whole process by getting a bunch of blood work done. And I recall her saying, just call your insurance company to make sure this LabCorp, is in network. So I called to get the lab work done, to see if the lab was in network, and the member representative said it was. For whatever reason, a couple weeks later, I actually called again to double check. And I got confirmation again that the lab was in network. So I went and got the blood work done. A little while later, I got that bill from the lab for $7,200. And I just figured it was a mistake. But I did call Excellus right away. And I just like, why did I get this bill? And the initial calls led me to believe that there was a chance that there was a mistake, or that everything would be okay. So I called Excellus back, and eventually, after what I recall to be a few phone conversations, somebody finally told me that the reason why the bill was not covered was because even though the lab was in network, the referring provider was out of network. I feel like I'm being held accountable even though I didn't ask questions that I didn't know to ask. This big corporation is accepting zero responsibility, which to me seems completely unfair. What money I have is money that I've earned and carefully planned how it will be used. I don't make a purchase for $100 even without thinking about, do I want to pay this? Do I need this? So to just receive a bill for $7,200 without having any awareness that that was something that could even possibly happen, it's relatively close to the cost of my car. It's shocking to me that I would even consider giving in and paying $7,000. But I have considered it because this is the thing that, you wake up in the middle of the night and you're trying to think of anything you could possibly do to fix the situation. It just plays over in my head. I feel like now that I know why I got the bill, sometimes I start to blame myself and think, maybe, I am fortunate. I was given Medicaid. I'm fortunate. I've been a part of the system. I've benefited from the system. And then I start to feel guilty that I'm fighting this. If they're making a profit off of denying my claim, then it seems like it would benefit them to provide unclear information and poor support. It just seems incredibly unfair.